the questions to keep myself aligned. Waste away the hours doing what I should, knowing that my soul tells me it's not for my own good.
Good morning, everyone. So this morning we are going to talk about moderately psychic, what that means. So what does it mean to be moderately psychic? You may notice also that I'm coming in from my page today. So here we go, moderately psychic. This is very interesting. It's very interesting for lots of reasons because it's actually adding, like connecting some of the dots for me as well. Good morning, Rita. So moderately psychic people normally feel troubled. They normally feel troubled with fitting in, having issues with fitting in the regular world. Okay. That's something that I had issues with a lot growing up, like right from growing up. And you will notice this if you just think about yourself and notice it from a young age. So I always had trouble fitting in. I always felt isolated. So that was, I just thought it was because of other things, you know, my name, the country I was from, like all these different things. So these actually, Jessica's asking me if I'm going live. Let me just tell her that I'm live right now. Okay. Good morning. So you may have noticed that you struggled with peers. You actually struggle finding peers, right? So you struggle finding peers because it's, like I said, it's that whole feeling of not being able to fit in. And good morning, Jessica. There's going to be some information in here that you're going to love. You may have gone through a great deal of emotional trauma and just always going through this self-realization, like just constantly have been going through this long path of self-realization. So that's also something, and all of this kind of precedes understanding who you are, okay, and your gifts. You may have had a history of illness or inappropriate care by the medical community, or both. Like you'll feel certain things, you'll tell your doctor, you'll go talk to your psychiatrist, nothing that they're saying is making sense or working, okay? So that also is a pretty good sign, all right, that you are psychic, okay? Because what you're feeling, and you're going to understand why in a second. I'm not going to jump ahead. You have all the same struggles as the mild psychic. So we did that in the previous video. So you will have all the same struggles as the mild psychic, but you'll have it at an even deeper level. So for instance, if you smell, if one of your senses, your psychic senses is smell, you might smell a perfume, but you'll know what that perfume is. Right? You'll know, you'll be able to taste, maybe not the name of it, but you'll be able to say, hey, you know, that's very fruity. It's got orange and citrus and you know, or rose, or like you'll be able to break it down even more, or the different notes of a wine, or, you know, the scent of a cigar, or if you're seeing color, you're going to see it, you know, in more dimension. Okay, so that is a sign that you are moderately psychic as well. You're going to have, so how I really sort of felt mine coming on, not that I always had it, but what I really started awakening to it was I became a claircognizant. So that is very much a common thing for moderately psychic, okay, because we sort of get a sense of knowing. All right. It's like thoughts are being kind of thrown into your head. You just have this sense of knowing. It's very common. And then you can take that sense of knowing and you can create a visual, or you can hear the message. You start to use and meld your senses together. All right. So mine came on as a claircognizance. I started just knowing things. And I knew that something was happening because these were not my thoughts, okay? So I started knowing things. Then it started whispering. I could hear things, and not in a whisper that anyone else could hear. It was like an inaudible whisper. Messages were starting to come in, right? Then I'm starting to see things, all right? Then I start picking up, once in a while, sometimes I can smell something or taste something or I feel something, especially when there's energy or spirit in the room. I'm starting to feel stuff, okay? So that, now I know what it is. Okay, before I didn't understand what it was. Now I know what it is, so it all starts to make sense to me. You start to feel like you have an understanding of the world. You're starting to see beyond the sheer curtain, okay? And that can be a little bit like, whoa, what is happening, right? But once you start to embrace that into your world, things start to happen, all right? Now, our society is very centered around being a specific way. Honestly, in my mind, it's like we get cattled, okay? So it's like, you know, we have to think like this, we have to be like this, we have to wear like this, we have to eat like this. So that is how we are programmed, okay, in the society. However, as a moderate or any level of psychic, you're going to start to see beyond that. You're not going to fit in that. And that also can be very, you know, in our lives, we want to fit. Okay, we want to fit just as a human being. You want to fit in. And when you have this extra gift, or some people think as a curse, that you can't fit in, that becomes even more daunting for you. So I just want you to understand that there's probably a reason why you feel this way. Okay, so there's probably a reason why you feel this way. All right. You are you always feel like you're on the outside. You feel like you are misunderstood. Good morning, Pat, Cheyenne. So you feel like you are misunderstood a lot of the times. Okay. But your wonderful abilities also, these things bring art and creativity and books and ideas into the world. All right, so we're going to start looking at some of the neat things that are going to happen. Okay, so these are some of the things that you are going to be experiencing, and I've got a few more for you that's going to blow your mind. But like, understand that these are the things that bring this creativity and the art into the world. Okay, seeing beyond it. When you look at a picture or hear a poem or something, you're like, where did they get this from? Like, this is wild. It's because they have psychic abilities. Okay. You see things in a more expanded perspective, where the norm will see things, you know, here you are going to see things like this. You are going to see things in a bigger, expanded 3D kind of perspective. Okay. You're going to have a sense of what motivates people. So you will be with them. They'll be telling you about something, and you're going to get a sense. You're going to notice that you kind of get a sense of what motivates them to do what they do. You could walk into buildings and get a history. You can all of a sudden sense the history that's contained in this building or on this land. And this will be including timelines, events, emotions, clothing. You may see a lot of detail, right? So you could just walk into a space and all of a sudden, you know, or sense in some way what happened there. Okay. So you know it. All right. I have this with land. Okay. So, or buildings. I know if I don't want to be there. Right. So, but at the same time, it doesn't always have to be negative. You could also see the joy that happened in a building or the positive emotions. You know, don't always go to the dark side. There's always good things to see and feel and sense as well. Okay. You may be able to see or sense spirit. Okay, the goosebumps. All right, you may be able to see or sense that there's spirit in the room. Understand that there is a very sheer curtain between them and us. All right. Yes, are they in your house? Are they in your space? Are they? Yes, they're everywhere. But they're not really worried about us, and we're not really concerned about them for the most part. But there is a very thin space between them and us. Okay, it's not like this big space far away. No. Okay. I want you to consider and think about your psychic ability like a nightlight. If you are in the norm, then your nightlight's going to be pretty dim. Okay, it doesn't mean that there's I use this as just for your ability to go from norm to high psychic. Okay, and if you are mildly psychic, you are going to have a little bit of a brighter light. And if you are moderately psychic, that light is going to get bigger and brighter. And when you're highly psychic, it's going to be like this really bright, blinding light. All right. So just understanding, what wattage is your light at. Okay. You begin to have a deeper spiritual understanding. So people always ask me, Aisha, did you read this book? Did you get that from this book? Do you know this? There's some healer or something out there. Like, do you know this person? I can tell you that most of the time, my answer within me is no. I don't, because with psychics, our understanding stems from inside of us. It's not stuff that we read. All right. Yeah, we read things and some of it will resonate and some of it won't, but it's more going to be coming from inside you. Most of what I know, my protocol was completely channeled. The protocol that I use with my clients, it took a little bit of time, but it was completely channeled. All right. So it's not from stuff that I read. Pieces of it were, but it's from, like, you just start to know things inside you. Things make sense to you. You're able to connect the dots in your own mind. All right. And be just like, yeah, I feel like this is what this is, but you're also open enough to let that change and transform. All right. So just be careful not to get a thought or something and say, okay, this is where I think this is, and then allow that to become your own belief. I don't have a box. So even as I learn, and I learn things every single day. So as I learn and expand and allow my gift to grow in its own time, I make sure that I do not contain it. I just let it be its own thing. And the same things that I believed to be true last year and the same things that I believe to be true today are very different things. All right. I have expanded on those things. Okay. So just allowing yourself to expand. So you may have intense dreams and messages from those dreams. Okay. Intense dreams are awesome. This is how our energy, how spirit, energy, universe, whatever communicates with us is within images and feelings, right? So when we're sleeping, we're very relaxed. So those images are easy to come in. Write those dreams down. They are important. Okay. And those messages might be something for you, or they may be something for someone else. There's two kinds of dreams. There's symbolic and psychic dreams. Okay. So which dream are you having? Right. And I'm going to also show you really quick very soon about how you can tell that. Okay. You may dream about different lands, different times. Okay. I have gone as far as, and this was the craziest one. So I dreamt that I was on some street, never been there before. It was nighttime and there was a helicopter in the air. All right. And the helicopter, people were like running all over the place. And I was just walking and watching what was going on. And this helicopter exploded and people started running behind some building, right? So they're running behind this building and I went with them, but there were so many people there. They didn't want one more person in taking space. So they were trying to push me out. And of course I saw everybody running in the dream. So I went with them, and one man started like pushing me, like grabbing my arms and pushing me and trying to get me out. The next morning, I woke up and my arms were sore. That night, I had bruises all over my arms from someone grabbing me. Okay, so they can be that intense. Okay, I actually felt like I'd had, like when I used to box and I had like a box and my arms felt that kind of tired. And I had bruises on me that it was in the different direction. So on my arms. So that type of thing does happen. Okay. I think it's cool. At first I'm like, wow. And then I'm like, that's just cool. Right. So for me, I think it's amazing. At first, when you get used to it, when these types of things are happening to you, it can be, like I said, a little bit daunting. You may dream of your spiritual teachers, healing sessions being given and received. I get all of my healing in my dreams, right? And it's like energy knows when I need it. All of a sudden, I'll see myself. I have one of my meditation spots are on a mountaintop. So I dreamt myself onto a mountaintop, and the founder of Reiki, who I've never seen in any of my dreams before, Makaya Sui, showed up and made me sit on the top of this mountain and gave me the most incredible Reiki session I have ever experienced, and also asked me to watch because he wanted me to be able to do this exact same thing for other people. All right. So you will get a lot of this. You may get this kind of thing in your dreams. It may come to you. All right. If it doesn't yet, it may. All right. So, I don't know what level you're at. Okay. Dreams can be your meeting ground. It can be a place where you meet others. Okay. So it can also be your meeting ground. All right. So dreams are pretty awesome. Now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about food, because this is super cool and now makes complete sense to me. So while I was gathering my information to share with you guys, because being psychic is just part of like who I am, I never thought about writing down all the points. So I needed to go do some research on it. But food allergies. So if you have allergies to food, okay, different kinds of food, understand that you are psychic and empathic. Okay, if you're a psychic, you probably have empathic abilities, which means that you are not only taking in the food for nutrition, but you are taking the emotions of the people who have touched that food. Okay, you are taking in the air that food grew in. You are probably absorbing some of the other energies that are around that food. All right, so it's more than just eating a carrot. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about how we clear our food too. Okay, if there's high stress in our world, especially in a space where food is being grown, that high stress, that energy is going to be on the food. Okay, and you are going to sense it. How's that for a what the fuck moment? Okay, so seriously. All right. Okay, so, and then this food is going to drain you. So you're going to feel fatigued. You're going to, feel tired. You're going to feel drained. You're just not going to feel like doing anything. And then all of a sudden, what's that next thing you would do? We reach for caffeine. We reach for sugar. We reach for carbs. The whole thing starts all over again. So you've got this whole cycle going on, okay, with this food. So just understanding that is a thing. Headaches and migraines can also, if you are someone who suffers from headaches and migraines, I get them from time to time, much less now since I take CBD every day, but headaches and migraines can come from the food, okay, because of the things that I just told you. So allergies will manifest in different ways. Sometimes they're in our stomach, we feel sick to our stomach. Sometimes it could be IBS. Sometimes it could be headaches and migraines, all right? Another reason for headaches and migraines will be overwhelm. It's a lot of energy and stuff that you are sensing. It's a bit of overwhelm. So those can also cause headaches and migraines. All right. You got to start taking your health under your responsibility. This has to be something that is very important to you. Okay. So you need to take personal responsibility for your health. Here are the things that I suggest. Okay. Here are the things that have helped me. All right. So, and if you want me to help you with any of these things, you need to reach out. Okay. Because it is time for you to take the bull by the horns here. Okay. 1, you need to learn how to manage your space. Number 1. All right. You need to learn how to deal and how to not let things drain you. Number 2, if you've got some past trauma and stuff, you need to deal with this now. Okay. There's like no more time for you to be just sitting around, just mulling this crap over and carrying it around. You are feeling too much stuff from everywhere else, and it is actually exacerbating the issue. So if you've got stuff from your past, it is like absolutely imperative that you start dealing with this. Okay. I'm not saying this because I want to sell you sessions. All right. I'm saying this because you need to do this. It's a thing. Okay. Why do you think I do what I do? So I can help people get there. All right. CBD, it is going to bring your body into homeostasis to deal with all of these allergies, to deal with the reaction to our environment that is physically manifesting. Okay? Important. Also, it also helps with some of the mood disorders as well, right? So if you're feeling anxious and high stress and feeling the energies of these foods and things, and because of your past trauma and the energies that are all around you from everyone else, CBD is an amazing way, right? To like bring your body back into balance. I'm going to throw a vitamin checklist up here, okay? So I want you to check your vitamins. What vitamins do you need? Aisha, how do I check all these things? I need you to check if your hormonal levels are okay. I need you to check yourself overall, your health. Take responsibility. Drink water. We need to be 70% water. In fact, I am starting with David Gruning today. We are starting a water fast. I'm going on a 21-day water fast. Okay. I'll talk about the benefits of that in another video. But so just like I want to do a complete detox. Okay. I want to get all the toxins and crap out of my body. Okay. It's also a very spiritual, enlightening thing to go on a water fast. So I'm going to be doing that. Pendulum, people, use your muscle testing. Okay. There is videos in here. If you haven't ever done anything, if you missed those videos, please watch them. I don't just tell you this stuff because I'm the only one in the world that can do this. Okay. Check your foods before you eat them. You know, can I eat these foods? I use my pendulum even as if I put it over the food, I will say to the pendulum, stop swinging when it's okay for me to eat this, right? So I'll put a piece of food down and the pendulum will be doing like, it might say, no, you can't eat this. Or you might say, show me yes when it's okay to eat this, okay? You know, when it's okay for me to eat this food, show me yes, right? So until then, it's going to be doing all kinds of wonky stuff. And once it's ready for you to eat it, it will do this, okay? So you have to tell your pendulum what symbol or signal that you want, okay? And it's going to do it for you. What is this pendulum doing when it's swinging over it? You have put the intention out to clear your food. If you have Reiki symbol your food, especially the power symbol, okay? Put it over your food, right? Let energy clear the food because it can, all right? And once you get the symbol, once you get the signal from your pendulum that it's okay to eat that food, then do it. Do it with all your groceries when they come in, right? The groceries are in the bag, put them on the floor, put them on the table, whatever, and clear them all before you put them away. You can clear all of it at the same time. You don't have to do like every egg by itself, right? So clear that food before you put it away. All right. You will notice that your allergies, your allergic reaction to foods and etc. will be less. Okay. So these are some things that you can do. I'm going to put in a vitamin list in here. All right. I want you to test it. All right. If it says vitamin C, do I need vitamin C? Do I need vitamin D? These are vitamins that get drained from you as a psychic. Vitamin C, vitamin D. You need these vitamins. Okay. I want you to, like I said, I want you to check your hormonal levels. I want you to start finding, we got to find a list of minerals as well. We got to make sure that you're getting stuff. Is the CBD giving you everything that you need? Maybe you're taking CBD already and you just need also a few other things, okay, to like complete your regimen, right? So you need to understand your body. You need to really take responsibility for you. And what I'm going to tell you is this, you are in full control. So I don't want to hear any more of this. I don't know what's happening to me. If you don't know what's happening to you, then come and see someone who can help you with that. All right. You are not alone in this. You're not like on an island by yourself. Okay. Because most of the norm people may not get what you are going through, but I do. All right. Totally get it. So you need to get some help. I did, right? I didn't get here by myself. I will tell you that right now. I did not get here by myself. Okay. I got help. All healing is self-healing, but you need someone to guide you through it. You need someone sometimes to help you to facilitate that. Okay. So it's a good thing. Okay. There's nothing wrong with you. All right. There's nothing wrong with you. That is the good news. There's nothing wrong with you. That you just have to learn how to handle what you've got. All right. So that's it for this morning. So tomorrow we are going to talk about what it means to be highly psychic. So this stuff is like mildly psychic and moderately psychic. There's more, okay? So I want you to like understand that there's more, all right? And you can look at this as a gift, all right? You might look at this as like all these aha moments now that are like, oh my God, that's why I felt like this. And that's why this is happening to me. All right. So yes. All right. So yes, but there are some things that you need to do to be able to manage, maintain, clean up and purge, renovate that inner landscape, right? There has to be some things that are done. All right. That is a must. So, or it's not. You don't do anything and you just keep on going the way that you're going, and good luck to you, because that's a choice. Okay. That is a choice. All right. But I don't coddle people. I don't know if you guys have noticed that in my like videos, but I'm not like, oh, poor you. Like, no. Deal with your shit. Okay. So deal with your shit. It's a responsibility. You've been given a responsibility. Deal with it. Okay. And that means that you need to do some housekeeping first. Okay. And that housekeeping will then allow you to really bring on this gift and do what you need to do with it. All right. This world needs people like us. All right. They need the people like us. We need to, because we're set aside, we're set apart from the cattle. Okay. We're not with the rest of the cattle grazing in the field. All right. So, and there are some cattle there that have forced themselves into that herd, and they're not even supposed to be there. Okay. Because they need to be pulled out because they actually belong with us. Not as like it's us and them, but we have a responsibility with this. Okay, we were given this for a reason. It's part of your path and purpose. So don't sit around going, I don't know what my path is. I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing in this world. Because if you are experiencing the things that I'm telling you about, that's part of your path. That light needs to have gone off already. Okay, that is part of your path and your purpose. So that means you need to get your shit together and deal with this. All right. So that's my sermon this morning. Hallelujah. So that's my sermon this morning. And tomorrow we will come back with the highly psychic. I put a folder in the group yesterday about the 12 strategies of being an empath. I want you to I want you to look at that. Okay, because those same things are going to also help you as a psychic to create a space for yourself, to know how to purge, what's not yours. Okay, discerning what's yours and what's not yours. Okay, so you need to also, and what do you do with the stuff that's not yours? And how do you keep your own energy space clean? All right, so these are things that you need to know, and it is in that 12 strategy, the 12-step strategy document that I put in yesterday. Okay, what else can I tell you? That is everything for this morning. So have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Well, I think you're going to see me a little bit later today because I've got some very interesting other news for you. And I'm going to talk about the benefits of a water fast too. So I'm just going to be on here a lot coming up, like way a lot. I definitely had one of those dreams last night. It was just a message now to decipher. Okay, let me just talk to you about this, Teresa. Deciphering dreams. Let me quickly go into this, okay? Deciphering dreams. You need to, number one, you need to ask. Okay, you got the dream. It's written down. I want you to write down your dreams, okay? Write them down the minute you open your eyes or record them, but you need to get as many details in that you can, all right? Ask the dream. Are you a symbolic dream? Most of our dreams are symbolic. They're messages to us from our energy and our body, okay? Things that we need to be doing, all right? Most of our dreams are that. But sometimes our dreams are psychic dreams, okay? So they're for our clairsenses, okay? So there's sometimes you will get, and if it's a psychic dream, you need to try and understand what that dream's about. But we need to really break down that dream. So I may need to do a video because I can't explain this to you in 2 seconds. But sometimes what one dream says is showing you, and what it ends up actually meaning is like way, like the difference from here to here is big. But there's a way to test and find out what that is about. So it might be worth you having a session with me. So let's decipher a dream, especially if you're getting certain dreams that are happening over and over. That is a huge message, and really you need to know what that means, okay? Or if contact me, tell me what the dream's about, and maybe I'm going to do it with you right here live. Okay, we will decipher the dreams live. I like that. Let's decipher the dreams live. Okay, so if you have a dream that I need you to write it out for me, like in a Word document. I need you to send it to me. Okay, and then if you're willing to, we will do it live. Okay, I will decipher that dream for you live. Okay, so I like that. I like that. Thank you, Teresa. Yes. So feelings and dreams will be more vivid once you get on CBD, right? So because once your body's in homeostasis, the focus is now somewhere else. Okay. You're not focusing on the pain in your body, and you're not focusing on all this other stuff. So your focus is now you're going to find some more clarity when your body starts to go into homeostasis. Okay. So if your body, okay, I want to be really clear about something on CBD. Okay. Because I really need to put this out there. I love CBD. I give my clients CBD. I distribute CBD. I do. But here's the thing. I'm also hearing videos from people saying that CBD cures every single thing. No. If you are having anxiety and depression and stress and those types of things, it will definitely lessen the anxiety. It will lessen, okay, the mood disorders. It will lessen the pain in your body. If you are focused, if you have fibromyalgia and that type of thing, it will lessen all of that. Yes, 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 yes. It will release some of it, but CBD does not release triggers. CBD does not release trauma. Okay? It doesn't. CBD is putting your body into homeostasis. You still need to put your energy and your your energy and your subconscious and your mind, these things also need to go into homeostasis. So CBD is like this beautiful red magic carpet that comes out that allows you to now take it to the next level. Okay. So the reason why I put my clients on CBD is because I need to take their attention away from their anxiety and their depression and the aches and pains in their body, so we can actually do the work. So those aches and pains and anxiety and stress will never come back. All right. So there is a synergistic thing that needs to happen, okay, for your full on healing. All right. So yes, is it an amazing thing? Yes, but there's more to do. Okay. There's more to do besides that. Let me just see. I'm just going to quickly read these to make sure that I got this. Thank you for good sharing. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that, Kathy Chadwick. Awesome. I'm just going to quickly go through these and make sure that I've got. So send me your dreams. All right. Send me your dreams, and I will see if I need to I will let you know once I read them, and I do some testing around it, whether I need to do this, like you really need to be in front of me so I could do this with you one-on-one, or I might be a dream where I'm going to go, yeah, let's decipher this one online. And when you send me your dream, also send me like, I'm willing to do this online, or no, Aisha, I want to do this with you privately. Okay. So I need to know that as well. All right. What else? That's it. I think I've got all the comments here. All right. So I will see you guys later. Have a great day. Have a great day and love yourself. Give yourself a hug. And you might be having a moment going, crap, things make sense now. Okay. And that is a good thing. That is a good feeling. Write that down in your gratitude journal. All right. So I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Look at my reflection in the mirror. I see that it's not the person who lives inside of me. Done with all the fear and doubts, the negativity. I'm shedding all the crap right now. I'm stepping